Iowa farmers are already upset with the president's $20 billion bailout for Argentina, one of the U.S. soybean market's biggest competitors. Now, soybean farmers are catching more shrapnel in the Trump administration's trade war with China this harvest season. Our agriculture specialist, Julia Thomas, explains how they are being impacted.
China has imposed retaliatory tariffs against certain American exports, with soybeans being one of them. China is the world's largest soybean buyer, purchasing 60% of the world's globally traded crop and a quarter of American soybeans. The United States, Argentina, and Brazil are the primary soybean producers and exporters across the globe.
Because there are now retaliatory tariffs in place, the Chinese buyers have not purchased any U.S. soybeans year to date from the U.S. And typically, we sell a majority of our soybean exports to China around our harvest season, which occurs from September, and then it lingers on. The export window for the U.S. lingers through typically about mid-February.
Grant Kimberly is the Senior Director of Market Development for the Iowa Soybean Association. He says that Brazil and Argentina, being in the southern hemisphere, typically harvest their soybeans during the American spring. He went on to say that China has made the decision to continue to buy soybeans from Argentina and Brazil right now, which are priced higher than American soybeans.
Usually, Chinese buyers have pre-purchased or booked about half of their soybean exports that they would typically buy from the U.S. by this time of the year, and they've yet to purchase a single soybean from the U.S.
Kimberly said this abnormal shift in the market is going to have an effect on both futures and cash prices for farmers.
While not a lot lower than it was last year at this time of the year, it is lower than it would have otherwise have been because we had less planted soybean acres this year. The U.S. planted less soybean acres, partially because of farmers' fear that there would be some trade uncertainty because we've seen this before.
Kimberly did mention that Argentina has removed their previously used export tax on soybeans. He said that this year the Chinese need for soybeans could potentially be satisfied without American beans. He did say that the United States is finding new markets to export the crop, but it will not completely make up for the exports to China. The Trump administration had talks about an aid package for soybean farmers before the government shutdown. Kimberly says at this point in time, farmers and soybeans are caught in the middle as a pawn in ongoing negotiations. I'm Julia Thomas with Tri-State Trusted News.